What is going on, guys? We are back with another episode of our Pokemon TCG Pocket, and in today's episode, guys, we're gonna go over a couple different berry decks that I've been trying to cook up in the last okay, breaking the fourth wall. These are starting the pre-recordings for before I get married. This episode should be coming out, I think, the week that I am getting married. I don't know if it's gonna be the day of or like the day after kind of deal. Yeah, I think it's gonna be the week of, but I haven't decided the order of them fully, but it's gonna be in and around that. So right now we just had the Hoglandia Spraggles tournament and an Ursa Day Pocket tournament. So at the moment, the deck, there was a Palkia deck that did really well in it. Like a Palkia Origin form deck that did really well in it, and we're seeing it all over the random meta at the moment. So always the net decking stuff that kind of comes after a tournament, kind of like that. But what I want to take a look at is Berry. Now, I think Heracross is an awful card. So I didn't really build any Heracross decks, unfortunately, for all you Heracross lovers. There might be a better Heracross deck that comes out someday. For right now, it's coin flip based. It has good potential if you have Berry, but without Berry, it's a pretty inefficient attack in my opinion. So we have three decks today. We have this one with Staraptor that takes advantage of Heatran and Arceus combination. So, you know, we did kind of look at Heatran Arceus builds already on this channel. We looked at three decks before. But this one is a little bit more offensive and geared towards having Berry as an alternative. So what you want to do is Arceus is more of a support Pokemon in this one. Heatran is your fantastic lead, right? You want to be leading with you want to be leading with either Starly or Heatran basically. And then what you want to do is have Heatran take a little bit of damage and then start being able to attack for 80. If not, you're using the old Starly from the previous set that has the ability to take away items. I like that utility. Even if you get stuck where you have to fight with a Starly late game, you could potentially use it as a utility Pokemon to take away your opponent's item, which is kind of nice. The Staravia is the new one that only requires one energy, and so you can evolve without really having to worry about it. It makes Starly a fairly decent lead in a turn 1 game. And potentially that one energy in combination with Berry lets you attack for 130 for one energy, which is really, really nice. As you slowly can build up the Staraptor, you no longer need to find the berries late in your deck, and you just have the energy available to you. 2 Pokeball, 2 Communication. This is a stage 2 deck, so I kind of like having two communications. We're running 1 Leaf to kind of help us retreat out of an Arceus, which gives us a free Arceus retreat. It also gives us 2 free Heatran retreats as long as you can find those Arceuses. And then Arceuses is there a plural for Arceus? Because Arceus is the only one God Pokemon. Arceus. I don't know. Anyways, we're rocking 1 Cyrus just to have some pivoting to some gusting opponents to the front. And then we're rocking out 2 different Snorlax builds. The first one here I think is really fun with Greninja. Basically, Snorlax is for 2 energy, and using Berry is able to attack for 100. The reason that this card is actually fairly okay is because you fall asleep on your turn, giving you 2 different 50-50 shots at waking up to attack again. Where if this happened on your opponent's turn, like your opponent put you to sleep or whatever, you only get 1 coin flip. So it's really, really nice you get the 2 coin flips. It actually makes it a little bit better to use it. Now, on the turns that you're not going to be able to get it, Rocky Helmet is super important. It makes you have a little bit of chip damage on things. It also allows Greninja in combination with Rocky Helmet to be a little bit more of an offensive threat, because you can Water Shuriken from the back. You're rocking Water Energy in this deck, so you do have Irida, so you do have a little bit weaker Erica. Basically, you have 40 healing on your Snorlax and your Greninja, and then your Greninja is actually a fairly common attacker in this deck as well. Normally the Snorlax you let go down when it's there, but you have the Rocky Helmets there for it. It becomes a very, very bulky Pokemon that for 2 energy basically attacks for, you know, 2 attacks at 100. And then after that, you should probably be able to get the 4 energy attached to it if you really need to, because Greninja only needs 2. So that's sort of kind of one element of going about it. So some bench sniping with Greninja actually being offensive. Healing, you could actually double the Cyrus take if you wanted to, but I actually felt that I wanted the communication because I kind of want Greninja as an offensive option in this deck. If I didn't really care about Greninja as much offensively, I could drop the communication and add a second side. But the third deck that I have here is actually one with Magnezone. Now, obviously, in the last iteration in the space-time Smackdown, Magnezone was splashable in pretty much any deck. Now, what's interesting about this one is that we're using grass energy. We're not using electric. We're not using anything else. We're using the grass energy so that if we actually have Shaman as a lead, it's actually able to attack 2 energy for 30. Now, while it's not the most efficient, it is there. It is basically a potion. Every 2 turns it's a potion, right? You're actually rocking out with a cape in this one so that you can have Snorlax be even bulkier, or Magnezone that can be a little bit bulkier. We're rocking Dawn in this one. Dawn accelerates Snorlax a little bit if we need to, and also has the potential to, you know, Magneton. You can have a Magnezone and a Magneton. The Magneton can also power the Dawn up to do a little bit more. So there's a little bit more flexibility in this deck because Magnezone is putting energy on itself every turn. And so you're actually getting energy acceleration out of this one. And so I thought it was kind of a cool, like, third option for the deck. So we're going to play a game with each one. So let's see what we can do with these decks. And I will see you in game. Alright, so for the first game, we are going to be rocking out with the Greninja Snorlax deck. I figured that was just the one that I, you know, felt the most excited about, as kind of just having a chill, have fun one. So let's see what we can do here. We're going second, which is perfect. And we have a Feroki lead, which is okay, except we're in a little bit of trouble. We're playing against grass. And we have a Celebi lead right away, which is a problem. Okay, so because of this, if we just don't get everything we need online very quickly here, we're gonna lose to this, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay, so turn 2 here, I get no drawing cards, I get no real much of anything. I'm gonna stick a Rocky Helmet on this just so that I have a little bit of protection here. But without having anything that can really do anything, I'm kind of just stuck in no man's land here. This is a very old deck, though, using Superior. So maybe this opponent doesn't have new cards from the new set. It's possible. I could really use something here, and I'm really just getting the worst hands ever. Okay, so I do get my Snorlax. I would love to be able to play this Snorlax. The biggest problem is I'm gonna need to Rocky Helmet this. And I think what I'm going to do at the current moment is switch this around so that I can maybe live to fight another day. So we're gonna end our turn right here. My opponent could potentially swing for 100 here. But if they swing for 50, the bright spot here is that... Ooh, they don't even attack. So they're trying to just pick up a one-hit KO here. I'm gonna just be aggressive. I'm gonna go for Berry. And I'm gonna make sure that you just can't mess around and do whatever you want. So we're gonna kind of put you in a space where if I get a Greninja, that I'm a threat. And actually at this point, if you even attack me at all, I do pick up a KO here. And it's a 1-for-2 trade, and I'm pretty happy with that trade. Now I do need to get a Frogadier and a Greninja online, otherwise I'm in a lot of trouble. Okay, so Superior comes out, so now you're gonna get 4 coin flips, but If you attack me, you do go down. Yeah, second Celebi. Dream scenario is they switch here. They make a mistake and switch. And because of this Executor that actually is the one that is kind of like Alakazam, I'm a little concerned about it. There's... Okay. Now, I can't go for Berry, unfortunately, but 120. My second Snorlax here. I am going to Communication here and try to drop this Froakie for a Frogadier. Perfect. Frogadier lets me do something. I'm gonna also start putting a second Snorlax up and doing this. I don't want to put that under energy on because that'll put you at a much higher damage output. If I put the other energy onto a Snorlax, I do unfortunately get knocked out. So I do have to do this. You're gonna Sabrina. Have to go to this Snorlax, which is fine. And the nice part is this doesn't knock it out either. So I could... It'll do 100. Which is fine. Although I really do wish I would have saved the... I actually made the mistake because I should have saved... Yeah, I gotta put the energy on you. End. I should have put this... I should have been a little bit more patient about the Rocky Helmet and put it on and should have saved it for another Snorlax. Is what I should have done. Okay. So my opponent's thinking... I mean, there's not really much to think about. If I would have Greninja, this would be a much different story. Because I'd be able to snipe this, this Celebi in the back for 2 right away. But I mean, the biggest issue right now is that, like, this is a threat right away. This is a massive threat right away. But what I do like about this is it forces a 3-point game. There is no other alternative. Psychic here is going to do 100, which is, you know, understandable. I am going to send this Snorlax out because it'll mean that 120 damage gets done. I just need to fish a Greninja. Okay, there's that Greninja. Perfect. And then I am going to Water Shuriken this Celebi out of here, and that picks me up 2 points. And then what I can also do here is I can now say you are not allowed to attack me again because I'll do 100 here. If you attack me again, it's over. And the fact that I wake up means that if they switch, this Celebi doesn't appreciate it either. So I think this is actually checkmate at the end of all of this. They can switch. They'd be able to do 200 on a max point flip. But they don't. And I don't know that they don't realize it, but that is GG's to my opponent. And I will take this clean W. So Snorlax came through Greninja. I only needed Water Shuriken. And I get buried at the very end here, but we're just going to Water Shuriken for our W here. And that is GG. So, we will take game 1. A very, very fun deck. You can, again, we got very lucky with point flip heads, but the Rocky Helmets are designed to be on the Snorlaxes. I definitely misplayed it a little bit, but Also the promo Snorlax look cool as hell. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into game number 2. Let's actually use the Staraptor deck this time. Alright, so game number 2 versus Edward. And we're using the Staraptor deck this time. Let's see what we can do against Edward here. Going second, which is great. And looks like today we're just fighting all dark type decks, huh? Alright, so I'm gonna lead Heatran. I do have a Starly Staravia, so I probably should put the Starly down. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna definitely put the 1 energy onto the Heatran to start. Okay, RC is coughing. Okay. And I do have a 1, 2, 3 Staraptor, which is fantastic. So the goal here is really just you just sit back. This Heatran actually wants damage on it now. So when my opponent goes for Wheezing potentially and does 40 damage, it gets me do 80 right away, which is really, really nice. And if I ever need to switch, I just need my Arceus, and Staraptor is available to me basically on notice. If I really need to switch, I do have Leaf and the energy attached to Heatran, but I shouldn't need it. What are you gonna go for? I mean, you should Poison Link and you don't do anything. So you're just trying to just... Okay, that's fine with me. I'll stick my energy on and we'll just do 40. I'm fine with that. If you don't want to touch me at all, I'll just stay here. Because this also now enables me to be able to do other things, right? I can put this second Heatran out and now start pivoting Heatrans. I can just do a number of things. I think in this situation, I think that you want to try getting to Staravia. You're gonna Potion. I really do need to find the Arceus though. They're gonna Cape. Okay. I guess you're looking for enough damage to be able to do other things. What is the way that I can be the most aggressive? Okay. The most aggressive thing that I can do is actually not really an option for me at the moment. So I'm gonna Rage and Mad Strike once more. And we're gonna get this damage on. Now, the one sucky part is that... Okay, so now you have a Zubat to go out into. But yeah, I think they did make a little bit of a mistake here because, like, now at this point, I can go... I can get rid of the... I can drop the Heatran and knock out this. But I think if you're not going to attack me, I'll keep the weapons. I'll keep the units here. Okay, there's Arceus. So now I have free switching potential. Which enables a lot for me now. So now I just Rage and Mad Strike. I keep going here. Now you have to do something about this Wheezing. Yep, there's a Golbat. It's fine. You're gonna Sabrina. I'm just gonna Sabrina to the other one. And at this point, that was a completely wasted Sabrina. You just completely, fully wasted a card. I'm not going to target that quite yet. So I'm gonna Professor's Research here. And I get the second one, I get the second berry. This is gonna knock out this, which is great. So this Weezing goes down. And we're pretty well good here. RC is going to come in. Unless you have 2 Pokemon chilling in your hand, I mean, you're not doing 130. You could do 110 and knock out this Heatran. That's totally fine. Oh, I mean, I guess you could anyways, but that's fine. Okay, this is going to knock this out, which is totally fine with me. I'm gonna go to you. And then now we start setting up Arceus. We're gonna start setting this Arceus up to attack as well. I'm gonna attack with this berry. Do 130. And that puts this Arceus in range. I just need to find Cyrus. There's 6 cards left, so there is a, you know, a fairly healthy chance of me getting it. Okay. So again, once again, I just need to get the move. And again, if you let me take out this, you're gonna let me take this out. That's also a thing that I'm totally willing to have. So we're going to, right now, I could bury again and knock this out. And I think that's worth it to me. I weaken the Arceus by doing this. And I get to Brave Bird here. And then now you're kind of stuck with a Zubat, which you better have a Golbat in your hand. But I'm literally just waiting. I'm just waiting. And then you're looking for now a Golbat. Yep. So Golbat's going to be able to do the 30 to knock me out, which is fine. But Arceus also does pick up a KO here. So that is GG's to my opponent. Yep. Arceus comes in. Stick the energy on, and I don't even need to do anything else. And I get the Starly here at the end, but it's okay. So we'll just get this. We'll do our 90, and GG's to my opponent. So that's game number 2. This one really had to showcase Staraptor for 1 energy at 130 is wild. Obviously, it's a 4-card commitment, right? So it's really, really, difficult to do. But Heatran being able to switch for free with the Arceus, and then potentially also having Arceus as another hard hitter at the end. This deck has a lot of firepower to it. You know, Staraptor and Arceus themselves have 2 retreat costs, which is why you run the Leafs. But overall, I think this deck is really, really fun. So let's hop into game number 3 using that last Snorlax deck. All right, game number 3 versus Lit, and let's see what we can do with Snorlax Magnezone. So what the idea of this one is that, you know, Magnezone should, in theory, be getting experience on its own, or getting the energy on its own. But as you can see, we're getting. I really need Professor's Research out of this, by the way. That's a tough one. A Magnezone. Alright, so my opponent gets first attack. We'll do 30 damage because we're weak to that. This whole deck is actually weak to rocks, so this is unfortunate. They're actually better not evolving right now, which is a little bit pathetic, but yeah, at this rate, with the way that I got the slowest start possible. Okay, so what's my best bet here? I don't think I have a best bet. So I think I'm ending my turn like this. My opponent should actually be more than comfortable staying in Nose Pass form. But what I'm gonna do this turn specifically, we're gonna Volt Charge here. I'm gonna do this. I'm going to go for Berry here. Next turn, I'll be able to Dawn if I wake up. So now I can collapse, do 100, knock out this first Nose Pass. And I've at least put some pressure on. The first point here goes to me. Okay. So, coin flip to wake up. I don't wake up, which is fine. Because if you decide to knock me out, I will have a Magneton that I'll be able to be pretty aggressive with this weapon. Yeah, Cake for this Skarmory. What are you gonna do? Nose Pass? I mean, this is technically two more opportunity. It's one more opportunity to wake up, right? And at that point, now I'm just not getting heads when I need it, and that's a problem. But I will accept the consequences. Okay, you're gonna Leaf out. This is huge. If I wake up, and I do. Perfect. So I wake up, I'm gonna knock out this Skarmory. I'm actually okay keeping the Skarmory though. I'd actually rather knock out the Probopass. Because Skarmory's at least limited in what it can do offensively. But this, I can stall this out and I can keep going for things. You'll be able to... Oh, I guess I shouldn't have done that. It's okay. If I would have had another one, it would have been game over, but I actually want you to kind of... I'm basically making so you can't evolve, then I knock out your Nose Pass, and then I knock out your next one as well. My opponent concedes. There you go. So... that game was a little rough, not gonna lie. Really slow drawing cards, but I did get what I needed in the end of it. Again, this promo Snorlax, so dope. So dope! Anyways, what we're gonna do is wrap today's episode right here. So thanks for watching. Click the like if you like the video, subscribe if you really liked it. Let me know what you think about these decks in the comment section down below. Anything you would change about any three of them. You know, I will go over it one more time real quick. We have this Arceus Staraptor build. We have this Greninja Snorlax build, and we have this Shaman Magnezone Snorlax build. Now, in this one, you could actually run Electric Energy instead of Grass. Shaman becomes absolutely dead weight, and it's really just an extra potion, but, you know, you could put Electric and make it a little bit easier for Magnezone. But I chose Shaman to be able to kind of have a little bit more flexibility. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys the next time.